So the show is about the Luddites, who are famous for rebelling against the way in which the Industrial Revolution was changing people's lives and making everybody poorer, and basically giving people no choice in the way in which the world was changing around them. And they are famous for smashing the machines that made up the new technology of the Industrial Revolution.
Because we, the cotton weavers of this town, have been the means of raising you from the dunghill, and now we and our little ones are starving for want of bread.
And our play focuses on a kind of small community who live just outside Manchester, who are all held together as weavers and industrialists and stuff like this around this one big factory. And it's about a kind of proto-union forming and deciding whether to burn down the local factory, whether that's a good idea, and whether revolution might actually come to the UK.
We think it our duty to inform you that if you do not cause those machines to be removed from your factory within the bounds of 7 days from the above date, your factory and all that it contains will and shall surely be set on fire.
It's in Modern Dress. It's a community of actors, largely from in and around Manchester, who live, or who live here now, who are engaging with the history of this city as a moment at which people who were quite voiceless and didn't have a lot of options made a decision. As a way of us as a modern audience thinking about the choices that are available to us, which I think this moment in history and that moment in history are about a powerlessness and a sense that huge events are happening that you can't influence in any way.
Remember, we have given you both time and warning, and if you pay no attention, you must abide by the consequence.
I think the whole purpose of this show is like, there was a moment where in world history where everything changed in Manchester, and it changed the world kind of completely, and that somehow we feel that we're going through this period, and as Lauren said, we feel like we're going through this period of great change now.
We are fully determined to destroy all weaving machinery, let who will be the owners.
We want them to feel the kind of violence of the Industrial Revolution that was kind of inflicted upon people that had no kind of choice in it, or vote at all, or anything like that. And the Luddites are famous for smashing things, but actually there was a huge amount of violence being committed against them. To work in a factory was a violent experience, to kind of be not allowed to gather together to form a union, and that if you were kind of prosecuted by the state. That was a kind of violent experience. So we want people to feel the shock of that, really, and to think about that, and to think about the ways in which we experience changes that happen today. And I think that's there in the way that we're staging it, in terms of these people, like the actors are in modern dress, and that we're using all this modern technology of microphones and quite advanced sound stuff and things like that, is that like somehow you want to create a kind of tension between those people then and us now, and to feel that in what you're looking at on stage.